It's Saturday, December 21st, 2013. As you can see here, we've got another Schrade product to review for you. Before I get on this, just another little update on the cafe. So you can see I'm wearing no coat today out in the garage. Today would be a perfect day for me to get started back on that. But unfortunately, it's raining cats and dogs, and everything I have to do to the bike is actually paint related. You know, I got to do some sanding, painting, and some Bondo work, and mix that with humidity and rain and what have you. Not a good thing. So I can't even do that today. I probably would have. Now, if it dries up tomorrow, I may do some videos on the cafe. But right now, I would just have to do it over. So I don't want to do anything twice, and I'm not going to do that. So again, I apologize for all the subscribers that look forward to that. It will happen. I always finish everything, you know that. Well, pretty much everything, for the most part, unless it's just not cost effective. But and again, you know, the channel itself, I may actually do away with it. It's a fantastical channel. I've kind of thought about it, and having a third channel is not really a good thing, probably. A lot of upkeep, and this channel here has always been dedicated to just about everything guys like to do, or women even, but it's all been, you know, reviews. I started off, if you've been a long time subscriber, I started off with Harbor Freight reviews. So, you know, Harbor Freight reviews, other tool reviews. I've done bicycles, motorcycles, car work, knives. I've actually have some old Leatherman videos out there. So I've always had a variety, and I think I'm just going to keep it that way. And that way I just got to mainly focus on this channel and allow me to dedicate more time. And hopefully once this crazy season of work and, you know, the holidays, all that gets over with, I'll be able to make more frequent videos, you know, a couple a week, or, you know, 3 a week. I've done that in the past when I've had time, and I'd like to get back to that. But enough of that. Back to the axe rather. As mentioned in some of my other videos, I bought a lot of things from Amazon, a lot of Schrade products. Not just Schrade, but I brought for a bug out bag. I bought you know, just a lot of different things. But just happened to buy a lot of this product because I fell in love with it. This was one of the first items I purchased from them. You can see it definitely has some wear on it. I've used it quite a bit. And the reason why I got it is because I'd been wanting a fire pit, and you know, I needed something to just kind of chop up some wood. At that time, I didn't have the fire pit yet, but my wife actually got me one for Christmas and got it to me early. So I've been chopping even more wood with it. You can see it's pretty well dolled up. Well, not dolled up, but barred up. Not real bad. The finish on this is excellent. I'm really surprised by that. I thought I would have a lot more scratches and whatnot, but I just got scuffs. And it is a little dull now compared to what it was when I first got it. Now the steel on this knife, and that gets me to that point, it's a 3C I think it's what, 3CR 13, I'm sorry. 3CR13, which is comparable like a 420 steel. It's a stainless steel. The good thing about that steel, you know, it is a Chinese steel, so the American, you know, our version would be the 420 comparable. It's pretty tough steel, and the reason why it is tougher is because it is a little softer. Now, if you're an axeman, you're obviously not going to use an axe this size for your daily duties. This is going to be more for a camper or somebody like me that uses it, you know, once in a while. It's not going to be an everyday workhorse. It's not meant to be that. I mean, you can get it right now on Amazon for $35. So for under 40 bucks, I mean, you're getting a pretty sweet axe, you know, just for camping, what have you. And we'll go over all the features here in a few minutes. The handle itself, it's like an injected molded plastic, the actual entire handle. Now the bottom piece is a rubber. It's a solid piece though. As far as my other axe was a wood handle, it feels more solid than that. I mean, there's no flex. It's really comfortable in the hand. You can see the grip, the way you've got that angle. It's just got a good angle on it. Haven't tried to throw it yet. It might even be a decent axe to throw. I don't know. We'll have to weigh it. I haven't weighed it, but I have all the specs on the website. I would say it weighs close to, you know, 1.5 pounds or so. I don't know. We'll find out. But when we weigh it we got the little scale right here. So yeah, that, you know, really good looking knife. On the backhand side, you have a hammer. See that? And I've actually used that. There's been no marks at all for that. And then on the bottom, you've got, which I love, pull it out here, a fire starter. And we'll go over that as well. I thought that was pretty cool. I'm on this fire starter kick. I actually love fire starters. I don't know why, but I do. So That is the knife, or the axe rather, and the part number on this is, if you go to Amazon site or Schrade's products, and I'll put both those links below, is SCAXE2, so SCAXE2. And they have an orange one. I think it's same model number, ends with O, I think. I'm pretty sure. This rings a bell. They do have an orange one. I wanted the black. I'm just, you know, I just kind of like the black. And we will go over the sheath that's included as well. So I just wanted to kind of get that all out of the way. Now we're going to go over the specs of it. On the website, we'll get the iPad out here and look. Overall length is 11.8 inches. Here's the measuring tape. We'll see. I assume they're measuring from right here, not the tip of the axe. Yep. So right on the money there. Handle length is 5.2. So I'm assuming they're talking about the rubber, because that whole thing is the 11. Yep, and that's right. Blade length, 3.8, so I assume it's from here to here. And that's right as well. And weight, it says 2 pounds, 0.3 ounces. I don't know if it's, turn this on, if it's that heavy or not. It doesn't really feel that heavy. But like with some of the other Schrade products, they've been a little lighter than mentioned. I think I had one that was heavier, just slightly. And all of them have just been slightly lighter. Let's see here. See if we can get this to balance. There we go. 1.45. 1 pounds, 1.45 pounds. So it's definitely lighter than they say. I thought it was. That could be the entire shipping weight in the box and everything else. Of course, I don't have the sheath on it, but it doesn't weigh that much. So when I first got this knife, it was very sharp. It still is pretty sharp, but I don't know. I don't have the lighting set up as I wanted right now. I mean, I've used the tar out of this thing. So it's, it might be, let's see here. I've got this out just to see if it's gonna, yeah, I mean, I guess it's still pretty sharp. Let's see if we can cut through all of them. Yeah, it's still pretty sharp. It's not gonna do, now when I first got it, it would do a paper test. I don't think it will now. Oh, yeah, I guess it still will. So, not real clean, but it still will. So it's still pretty sharp, and I've used it quite a bit. I don't know if I mentioned, but the steel, being a 420 steel, it is actually tougher. The reason why it's tougher, it's softer, so it's less likely to snap or break on you. Which also means with 420, you know, it's not the top of the line steel. It's more of a low to mid-grade steel, but for under 40 bucks, you're not going to get the best steel in the world. But it's, you know, it's meant to take abuse, and you got to resharpen it. So as long as you resharpen it, you're good to go. That's just, you know, for me, that's perfect for me. I don't want something that's $200 that I'm going to mess up or lose or break or anything like that. Again, this is kind of, you know, you're hiking, you know, you're not a professional hiker, probably. If you are, you've got, you know, what you've got. If you're watching this, more than likely you're somebody like me that just wants an axe to play around with, to chop some wood up for your fire pit, or to go camping with once in a while. Perfect, especially for the price. I mean, I would probably have paid $70 for it had I known how good it was. Pictures don't do it justice. Specs don't do it justice. All that. Let's see. Next thing, the sheath. Honestly, originally I hated this thing. I did not like this, and I'll show you why. There's a couple reasons. One thing I still don't like about it, and I'll tell you. But if you notice the way you've got to put it in, so here's the axe, and you've got to put it in like this, and then you snap it in place. And it does have a belt loop on the side, so it's not a clip, it's a loop. So you've got to hang on your belt. When you go to open it, voila, it doesn't fall out. This was the thing I originally hated about it at first, because I hadn't worn it yet. I just had it in the sheath, and I'm like trying to take it out and put it in. I'm like, that's a pain. Had it opened any other way, there's a good chance when I opened it, if I didn't have a good grip on it or something, this could potentially fall on your foot. Well, the way this opens, it prevents that from happening. So it'll hang on your belt while it's open. I'm holding it by it and not fall out, which is good. It's an awesome thing. So I now have really grown to like that. And it's got some holes right here. You need to strap it to something like that. The one thing I don't like about it is when you're using the hammer, you have to take this all the way off. There is no little cover that just goes over the actual blade itself. It's not a big deal. Most of them don't. I just wish there was some kind of cover so when you're hitting a a nail or something, whatever you're doing, that you didn't have potential to come up and smack yourself in the face with this, because that would probably not be pretty. Of course, it might do me justice. I don't know. It might help me out. I'm kidding. But so that being said, I do really like it now. I think it's an excellent idea. It snaps really, really strong. I mean, it's a great fitting sheath. I mean, there's no wiggle or wobble or anything like that in it. It is a great fitting sheath. So, if the only downside again is there's no cover for that area, and I don't think a lot of them do. The other feature, again, as mentioned, is the fire starter. So you've got a hole, and this has the fire starter itself has some rubber, like a rubber grip, like a rubber O-ring there, that keeps this, push it in there, and you push it all the way in. Now it does stop, it does have a string on it, but you can hold the axe up. Let's see here, I'm holding it up by the string. So that fire starter is in there really, really well. To pull it out, you just pull it out and go. And I've used this quite a bit. It produces a lot of spark. Let's now you could probably use the edge of the knife or the edge of the hammer to do it, but I found it's best to. I'm barely scraping it. You can see slow. Well, slow. Now if I go fast, or if I could pull it towards me. There you go. I'm not real good at this, so, but it produces. And I noticed the same thing. It's a very hot flame. And I noticed the same thing with the tactical pen. Their fire starter seemed to produce a lot of flame, high intensity flame. I really, really like the fire starters that Schrade has. And I don't believe they have just a fire starter by itself. They are all, within a product, whether a tactical pen or an axe in this case. I just thought that was a cool little feature to have. Comes with the paracord here, or it's just string rather. But you can put some paracord on there. It is a paracord, but it's not what I would use. And you could get your own fire starter. So if you got your pen with you, you've got that as a fire starter. You got this. If you've got your own fire starter, you've got that. Never run out of flame. And if you're out in the woods and it rains and you have a lighter, well, you're going to wish you had something like that. So that's kind of it for our specs. Now we're going to take it over. I don't know if I'm going to chop any wood with it. I've already done a lot. I should have probably saved some of that for a video. But we'll show you how it hammers in. And I've used this quite a bit, just testing it out. The axe I've actually used, to my advantage. And again, the finish. There's just not a whole lot of, there's some scraping there, but not a whole lot of, whatever the coating is, that black onyx or whatever it is, oxidized, I don't know what they call that finish, but whatever the finish is, it's pretty strong. I'm surprised. I thought they had a name for it. No, it's just stainless steel blades, all it says, but whatever the finish is, it's really, really good product there. I really like it, because I like things to look new as long as possible. So we're going to pause the video, and we'll go over to just show you how to, maybe we'll break some things with it. I don't know. Now, actually, we're just going to probably pound in a couple of nails or a nail or two, and then maybe split some wood with it. I probably need to sharpen it, but I'm not the best at cutting anything with an axe. So don't take that. I'm sure somebody else could do it a lot better. Don't take that little example I may show you as as I'm the best at it. I'm horrible, put it that way. Somebody else could probably do it in one strike, not me. Anyway, we will be back at the little wood pile, and we'll see you in a bit. Okay, we are back at the wood here. Hopefully you can see that. I don't have any lights on anything right now, but we're going to go ahead and got a long nail and a couple of small nails here. We're going to go ahead and try to pound some nails in this piece of wood here. This wood is really, really hard, if you remember from some of the other reviews. There we go, it's a small one. Do another small one. And then we'll do the big one. There you go. And you can see there's still no marks. maybe a little tiny one right on the edge there. Of course, I missed that a few times because the way I've got this set up, I'm kind of far away from the camera, even though it doesn't look like it. Now, or from the axe rather. Now we'll try to. I doubt I'm going to be able to split anything. So I'm actually essentially on my knees right now. So I've got a short throw on this, and I've already split a lot of wood. And this probably does need sharpened. So let's just see what she has. It's just going to be about a 10-inch throw, I guess. There we go. So you can see, I'm not going to sit here and pound that out, but it's still pretty sharp. Let's see if I can get one more in the center. Yeah, right directly next to it. Anyway, so you get the idea. It's an axe, and it works well for me, for what I needed to do. And again, I may not use this again until I go camping, which is very few and far between. I think I went once in the last 2 years, or since I got that fire pit, which I still need to assemble it. Right there she is. Until I use that. So I probably will get a lot more use out of it now than I would have in the past, but here you go. That's going to conclude this one, I guess. And next we'll have, not today, but this week we'll have some more knife reviews. Because I got even more of them. So look forward to those. If you have any questions or comments, post those below. Subscribe, and thanks for watching.